start drinking, start cussing.
So good.
Look, guys, we made it on right before 7:05. Now it's 7:05. I'm so proud of you guys. Who is that? CDG I see on somebody? Okay. Okay. See your CDG. Peeking, winking. Oh gosh. All right. This week. Oh, did you guys like my new rundown thing that I did on Instagram?
Very
nice.
That, Very well done. I liked it. Somebody's gonna steal it though, but I liked it.
You know, because somehow our stuff always ends up on BTL.
Then by the time I got
somehow
I didn't feel like it.
Taiwan Air.
Oops, sorry.
Somehow, some way, our stuff just ends up on Viacom channels. It's interesting. Our little rundown posters now, they got a whole show called The Rundown, you know.
Oh, yeah. But at least they don't have a show about guys talking about like, you know, life stories and stuff like that. Like, you know, current topics. I mean, they're not stealing that.
Oh, I thought they did have a show called, what was it called?
I mean, it's not called like Bro anything. It's not called like Bro anything, right?
What is that thing? It's called like the Man Cave or something, right?
Man Cave?
The Man Cave.
That's not similar to Bro Talk at all.
They can't just hire people who's already been doing the show for the last 5 years.
I mean, and then you could have paid us half their salary. Like, come on.
You know? They gave us twice the exposure. Like, you could have used us. We wouldn't have complained like Monique. We would have went to all our promo sessions. We would have showed up at all our events. Yeah. I mean, we would have been good. All we needed was like a couple of dollars to fund the flights.
That's it.
All right, welcome to a new season of a Bro Talk Live, the best show on the internet for you by us, brotalklive.com, and we're always on the mark. My name is Jason. I'm a new father this season of Bro Talk. That's a little bit that's going on in my life. Dex, what's new with you, boo?
Girl. Like, for those of you that are listening on the podcast,
those of you that think gospel music is taking it too far,
those of you who think Jason is taking it too far, Dexter Stuckey here. Like, life is just amazing. Things are going really well. No new fatherhood or anything like that over here, but just like I'm just really living a golden life right now.
Is that the motto for this year? Living a golden life?
I just kind of came up with that just now, so let's go with it.
I'm proud of you. Tyler, God, what's new with you, boo? Okay, William, what's new with you, boo?
So I actually just finished an album. I'm trying to find like a date to actually release it. I actually just finished it. Like, it's done. It's completed.
Are you rapping on it?
I'm not doing it.
Does Snoop Dogg have a feature on it?
Oh, don't try it. Snoop Dogg's gospel album is really good. A nice Como de Garçon. Is that how you pronounce that?
No, it's Comme de Garçon. It's a French word there.
Okay. Well, happy birthday to him or wherever you have it on.
Will, what's the album gonna be called?
What's it gonna be about?
It's actually called Strange Fruit. It's the first album I'm going to be releasing on my label, Taylor International Records, and the album will be entitled Strange Fruit.
Is it racial?
It is.
So like conscious. It's more conscious, you would say.
Well,
militant.
It's a little militant. So the inspiration for my actually doing this was like listening to Kanye West Cruel Summer. So it's really kind of like Cruel Summer a little bit, but it's not.
Okay. I thought it was Cruel. Yeah, it's Cruel Summer because they were going to have one called Cruel Wonder, but they never came out with it or something like that, right? Whatever. Tyler, God, what up, bro?
I'm doing all right.
What's new, boo?
That's basically all that's changed. Actually, I was thinking about the number of sex we've had over the years that we've been doing this show, and it's been quite a bit.
You look like you're in like a disco ball. Like, it is amazing back there.
I will say though that I'm 100% here for it though. Like, this is the best that you've had in all the years that we've done this.
full-fledged look. This year, Bro Talk Live, we're going to still deliver you the great show. We're going to get you a few more high-profile guests, as we did last season. I think we did pretty good last season.
I think we did.
And we're going to see what we can do this season as far as you guys helping us out, getting us out there. You feel me? All of our participation helps. Did we all see Black Panther?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, great. And I'm glad that we all participated and we all did that. Dex, did we sponsor someone's trip to Black Panther as well?
We did, actually. We had a winner. We did a contest last year, which went really well. We had some people that were a little upset about the results, but we're going to do more contests in this year as well. We sent Marion actually to Black Panther. She tweeted about it. She said she had a great time at the movies and thanked us for allowing her to win that award, that trip to see Black Panther. And it's crazy because when we did that, it was 6 months before the movie even came out.
Right.
And I can't speak for everybody else, but I know I didn't think that movie would have such an impact that it did. I really wish we could have done more, or we would have done more. I had no idea that this movie was going to be what it was.
It definitely got bigger than I thought. I mean, I thought it would be big, but I didn't think it would be biggest movie ever type big. And that's what it became, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, the question we're going to answer is, how much did you love Black Panther? It is the 5th highest opening for a film ever, and a record that it hit within its first 3 days by notching a smooth $201.7 million. It's the 3rd highest gross in history for a 4-day opening weekend, and it's also the highest opening all time for a film in February, as well as a film released over President's Day weekend. And it beat Deadpool to get that record. And in just 4 days, Black Panther earned more than the Justice League did during its entire domestic run, which is about $228 million. Something new we're going to have this year are tweets of the week. This is a nominee for tweet of the week this week. This is in reference to Black Panther. South Africans, we got this apartheid thing. Haitians, y'all won't believe what the Red Cross did. Black Americans, anytime y'all want to scoop us, and the Wakandans just drive right on by, just like Rihanna did in this gift, and just roll up the window. So that is a tweet of the week nominee. If you like that tweet, let us know, brotalklive.com. Another tweet of the week nominee comes from this person. This guy at Oatsy had the nerve to say this. To be honest, Lupita Nyong'o is just too dark for me. Girl can never be my girlfriend. And at Embargo Muffin decided to retweet that and say, please bottle and sell the confidence that has you thinking Lupita would even breathe in your direction. Once again, a tweet of the week nominee. A lot of people online and, pretty much everywhere that saw the movie, whether it's at your job or at school or wherever you're at, had a lot to say about Killmonger, one of the characters in the movie who was, if you don't know the movie, spoiler alert right now, you can press pause and just skip ahead probably about 5 minutes and we'll be done talking about this topic. But yeah, this is a spoiler alert. Killmonger, one of the people who in the movie fights T'Challa and ends up beating him, becoming king of Wakanda. And he was very militant and people had their feelings about him. A lot of people thought he was one of the best characters in the film. This is from Brooke Obi in defense of Eric Killmonger and the Forgotten Children of Wakanda. It reads, to be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in a state of rage almost all the time, end quote. This is James Baldwin's prolific quote about being Black in America and the sentiment that genius screenwriter and director Ryan Coogler tapped into when he wrote his version of the villain, Eric Killmonger, in Marvel's latest blockbuster film, Black Panther. But everyone didn't feel that Killmonger was the best representation or the best person to root for, including Davis Dennis Jr. from Gossip.com. He said, in the 5 scenes in which Killmonger fought someone, he left 2 Black women dead, 1 choked out, another one injured, and another within a few inches of getting killed. Killmonger didn't care about Black women in his quest for liberation. He wasn't a revolutionary because no true revolutionary can possibly think Black freedom is possible without all Black people also being freed. He never showed any regard for Black women at any moment in the film. Killmonger wasn't a savior. He was Chris Brown with military training.
What we're not going to do is come at Chris Brown.
He did that.
And speaking of Chris Brown decided
he didn't either.
Tweet this picture that said, loved the film with a picture of him and his Black Panther garb. Tweet of the Week nominee says, this is something I expect from Bow Wow. which is pretty accurate. So, guys, how much did you love Black Panther, and what was your thoughts about the Killmonger debate? Dex?
Why don't we start with you?
Start with who? Me?
Yeah.
Start with who? Me?
I didn't think that deep into it. I mean, I wasn't necessarily rooting for Killmonger. I felt like if you haven't seen the movie, again, spoiler alert, but Killmonger's dad ended up getting a village of people killed right outside Wakanda because of his actions. And, you know, I would assume between 19, 30 people, it's a village. So a large amount of people died.
When you say spoiler alert, you mean like you're really going in. Like you really want to get.
You asked me my thoughts. So I feel like Killmonger kind of overreacted to his thought process as well. He deserves to rule Wakanda because his dad, you know, died. Well, his dad did something to die. So I felt like that was a little bit of a stretch for him to think that he could just rule. So I wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of him. So I never thought that he was right in all the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go ahead and jump right on that because I've had so many like tweets about, I was really team kill. I'm like, how are you team murderous psychopath?
Right.
Like, is that what you think? Like, what about him spoke to people other than him saying, you guys didn't fight for Black people. Now I'm going to send dangerous weapons all around the world, worse than nuclear weapons all around the world so that Black people can fight for themselves and kill all the white people. And then I can be king of all Black people. How was that like heroic in any way, shape, or form?
I don't get it.
Now, on the flip side of that, Will, I saw you tweeting that you were a fan of his, and you think that he was one of the best Marvel superheroes of all time, or villains / superheroes of all time. Like, where's your position on this now?
If being a villainous psychopath makes you the best, then yes, he was the best.
Actually, on the contrary, I kind of like Killmonger.
Of course.
Yes, of course. Here's the thing. Initially, I thought that they should have just killed him. Like when they killed his dad, they probably should have just killed him too. But they didn't.
Wait, the child?
Yes. What are you gonna leave? So you'd rather just leave him an orphan?
I mean, you could take him back to Wakanda.
I'd rather leave him as an orphan than kill him.
No, I think they I think they should have took him back to Wakanda or killed him. Like they should not have left him an orphan. But because they did, I felt like he had a right to be angry, and the only way he knew how to express his anger was to take from them what he feels like
was to kill thousands of people.
Listen, we live in a country that is taken from us, and I'm sure
these are the people he killed before he got to Wakanda with all of the markings on his body. I'm not even talking about.
By any means necessary would be.
I'm not even talking about the people he killed or the old lady he choked out the minute he became king. I'm
burning flowers. I was like, why you
burning flowers and choking old women the minute he became literally within the same 60 seconds, he had his hands wrapped around an old Black woman's neck. But he's some kind of Black liberator. How's that work?
Listen. I didn't say I agree with everything. I'm just saying that I understand.
I don't agree with anything. Like I don't know. Like I'm gonna shut up so you can tell me which part do you agree with.
I understand that he was hurt because they did not fight for him and they left him orphaned. And
Shit. Like who cares?
You shut up.
You got abandoned like every other Black person. Like, come on.
When he went to the museum and he took the mask, I also understand that. Like, don't tell me that these masks of my people that you went in and stole are not for sale. They belong to me. I'm going to take them. Like
that mask specifically wasn't from his people.
Like snatch up the queen's crown. Like it belongs to me.
Oh God! All right. Well, did you guys on a scale of 1 to 10? How much did you like the movie?
10.
Was it what you expected or better than you expected?
It was great.
I really enjoyed it personally,
especially the end. Like those extra scenes at the end, like the credits after the credits rolled.
I think the worst part for me was when it ended. Like I was just kind of confused. I wasn't confused. I was just like, I felt like I wasn't keeping track at the time. And when it ended, it was kind of like a good roller coaster when it just ends out the blue. You're like, oh damn, that was it. And I mean, not saying that it wasn't long enough, but yeah, it was just crazy how it just ended like that, right?
I think that one scene that they used as an end credit should have been a part of the movie. Like when they, I mean, like again, spoiler alert, but when he, basically announced that he's going to be bringing resources there at the United Nations, I thought that part could have been used, maybe even instead of the actual scene that they did at the end where his sister came, because that was actually a little weird to me when they came and they had the spaceship land at that basketball court. I did think it was really powerful for him to say, like, I purchased this land and that land and that land, because I think that's important to talk to like Black people about, and like, ownership and like, buying up the land around your people. I think that's great. But that spaceship part was just a bit much to me, because like if I'm living like in the hood or whatever and a spaceship lands, I'm not running towards it. I'm running away from it. So, but that's just me. But I think that they could have used him like making that announcement, kind of like how they did in Iron Man when he basically announced to everyone like, oh, look, I am Iron Man. Like that was a part of the movie. And then it kind of ended from there. And I think with him saying like, oh, you know what, I'm going to bring my resources here, I think that would have been like a better way to actually end the movie. Because when the guy was like, well, the little boy was like, well, who are you? It just goes off. It's like, well, did you tell the boy who you were? Like what happened there?
I think his little hood reach out was half-assed, personally, but like, I could do that.
You gotta give out turkeys if you really want to connect to the hood.
Like you're king of this vast nation, and you bought a couple buildings in a small surrounding area where your uncle got his ass whooped, and then now you're gonna turn into some. Like you could do better than that.
But that's why I think they should have done it with the United Nations one, because then it's not specific as to what he's doing. You just know he's doing something. Whereas the way they did it, like they told you what he's doing, and like you said, it's not really much.
I guess I'm selfish in my thought. I wouldn't be sharing technology with the United Nations. Like I'm just not giving them anything.
See, now you're a killmonger.
No, I'm every other king before him. I just don't think like, why do you deserve this tech? Or like, what have you done for these people? Like, I'm going to go after and get the tech.
All right, well, we promised them we'd be done talking in 5 minutes about this, so let's move on. Is R. Kelly's ship finally sinking? The reason I asked this question, Tweet of the Week candidate, Fox 13 Memphis, it's the remix to Eviction. R. Kelly evicted from Atlanta homes, Tweet of the Week nominee. I thought that was pretty crafty. R. Kelly owes more than $31,000 in past due payments on his rent. He has been evicted from 2 Atlanta area homes. Last week, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office said it is still reviewing a file from Johns Creek Police following July 2017 allegations that R. Kelly was holding women against their will as a part of a cult. But the Atlanta properties that evicted R. Kelly do not appear to be the ones that are mentioned in the BuzzFeed report about the women. Guys, do you think R. Kelly's ship is finally sinking in all this? Or is it just happening? He just got kicked out of 2 houses and we're no closer to the end.
I'm confused as to why R. Kelly's getting evicted. Like, why are you renting houses?
To kidnap girls, apparently, and keep them there. Stash them. I don't know.
Did he purchase a home of his own at all? Like, can you just go back home after your eviction? Or is this like a thing where you've rented?
He has several homes. I mean, I'm sure those aren't his only 2 homes. Probably not even the only 2 homes. That
like you have that we know of currently like 2 homes in like what is that, Atlanta or Chicago or whatever. Like, isn't that a little weird to have multiple homes in the same state?
No, it's not weird when you're smuggling women. Like, no, it's not.
Smuggling. Like that's a bit odd to me. I will say though, like I can't celebrate the fact that somebody is being evicted from their home. Like I have sympathy for him.
I can. It's not for R. Kelly to free those women.
For me, like I just look at it like you're in trouble. Like we're upset with you for something specific, and like I don't want this OJ justice. Like I don't like that. Like if you're gonna take this man down, find these girls and take him down for that or whatever. But like don't. But you're like at this point, it's like we're reaching to like punish him for something that he clearly did. Like we're reaching to punish him by just doing every little thing besides what we actually need to do. Like OJ went to
I love that term, OJ's justice. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tweet that out. Like OJ went to jail behind trying to steal memorabilia versus what he should have was in jail. I feel like that's what we're trying to do to R. Kelly. We're trying to.
Trump is going to probably go under for trying to fire the FBI director when that's unconstitutional. That's probably the only thing they're going to try to get him on. So I mean, it's not going to be necessarily for him the whole Russia thing. He's going to go down for something else.
But doesn't that leave a sour taste in your mouth though? To like
it does. Yeah, it does.
And if that's the case, if they want to stick him for every little thing. How about y'all evicting him from the wrong houses? Go to the houses where them girls at and evict him from out of them houses.
And then we have a story. Like
now we talking.
He probably owns those houses.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That would be so nice. Like, you know how them videos be when like them girls be getting kidnapped and they freed and you see them walking out the house. Can you imagine how many girls will walk out of R. Kelly's houses? And it would be ridiculous. So I mean, I really hope that happens, that maybe he can't pay the rent on his other 2 houses and this has to happen again. And these girls can get freed. All right.
But how? No, never mind.
Should we give Fergie a break?
No.
Tweet of the week nominee, Fergie, when she hit that high note during the national anthem, that was definitely my face.
That was the only issue? That is the high note?
That was a high note.
Nope. No, that was a note that was high.
It was the highest note she hit that night.
That's it. Fergie, if you don't know, sang the national anthem at the NBA All-Star game, and it was quite the travesty.
Sang is a little loose.
You know what's interesting about that clip is that I saw a video of her rehearsing it, and she did that on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said she wanted to be jazzy, but yeah, this is her actual statement. I've always been honored and proud to perform the national anthem. And last night I wanted to try something special for the NBA. I'm a risk taker artistically, but clearly this rendition didn't strike the intended tone. I love this country and honestly tried my best.
You're about to put her out the country. Whenever you say that, it's time for her to go.
Do you think
he's not the only one getting evicted?
Do you think Donald Trump will make a stand for this rendition of the national anthem?
I guarantee he will. He's probably going to ask her to redeem herself by singing his next little dinner that he has or something in Mar-a-Lago.
Let me tell you
good
something.
For her.
No, that's not good for her, because the problem I have with her is that, number one, this risk taker. Does she mean she's a risk taker like when she peed on herself on stage? Like, or, like what tone was she trying to strike? I mean, that was literally the worst. And if that was the best you could do, that's who y'all chose? With Beyonce sitting on the sideline, that's what you chose?
Another tweet of the week. There was like, yeah, Black Panther came out this week, and you get Fergie, and it's Black History Month. You get Fergie at the All-Star game, like really, of all the people. And you're in LA. Of all the singers in LA, all the singers,
all of them, every single one of them.
Seriously,
the ones we know, the ones we don't.
And the ones who don't live there were visiting. You could have done that.
They could have YouTube Whitney Houston singing it. It would have been better than that. Like.
On the sheet, like on a sheet, like Justin Timberlake.
Literally, people have done spoof videos and sang it better than that.
It's funny that you said, like, should we give Fergie a break? And it's like, I know she had the CD that came out in 2017, but nobody heard it. But like the last thing we heard from Fergie was the Duchess 2000 and 2006. I think she's had more than a break. That's the problem. She let her vocals rest too long, and now she's over there hosting the show, The Four on Fox, trying to find like a talent. And you don't. You were finding her own talent on the Four.
She must have sold her talent to Ursula, because it's gone. I have never heard anything like that in my life. That was terrible.
She lost her man and her voice.
She also hosts like the Hollywood portion of that's rude. She also hosts the Hollywood portion of the New Year's Eve thing with Ryan Seacrest. So like she's like their broadcast part. It's really weird. I don't know what Fergie's trying to do with her life, but
neither does she. Neither does she. She needs to go.
I think she's trying to transition herself out of singing, and for good reason.
Try
and this right here, and this little national anthem stunt. That was the ending of it.
Perfect. That was the perfect out.
Out of here. All right, next topic. Was Jamie Foxx rude? Jamie Foxx was doing an interview with ESPN Sports Center with Michael Smith, and Michael Smith made the mistake and mentioned Katie Holmes, to which this was the reaction once he mentioned Katie Holmes' name. This is what Jamie Foxx did. He did just like this, didn't answer anything, took the headphones off, and walked away. He's rumored to be dating Katie Holmes, but the two have never really addressed their relationship on air. And he just walks away. And look at the guy. Look at the white guy. Get a little gay. He didn't say another word. Left Michael Smith hanging. And at Roboto said, I guess Jamie Foxx had to go and couldn't answer a question about playing basketball with Katie Holmes. ESPN's Jamel Hill, who used to host SportsCenter with Michael Smith, said, quote, I thought he, talking about Jamie Foxx, unnecessarily made Mike look bad. I thought it was kind of bizarre why he acted that way. Like, I thought Jamie's relationship with Katie was pretty public and that everyone knew, but apparently everyone doesn't know. So, guys, do you think Jamie Foxx was rude for not even saying anything about this and just walking off in the middle of the interview?
It depends.
I have a question before I answer that.
Go ahead.
Somebody go. Yeah, what's your question?
So my question before I answer, is she still a part of that cult church of Scientology?
She's not.
No, that's tough. She left.
You think they would let her date Jamie Foxx's black ass if she was a part of Scientology? Are you crazy?
Well, I needed to know. Maybe they swore him to secrecy and they was going to excommunicate him or something.
That's what it seems like, right? Like it was something like that where they can't even speak her name. Like it's like Voldemort. Like
you dare speak his name.
Exactly.
It's kind of one of the things where like you agreed to not talk about certain topic, and he tried to use like his journalism to try it, and he was like, "No, I'm good."
But why are you not talking about a public relationship? Like, why would that even be on your list of things I'm not discussing? Like, y'all were literally walking down the street with each other with basketballs in your hand. So, like, that's kind of a normal question to ask. Like, you could just be like, I'm not going to answer that question if you really felt strongly not to answer, but to get up and walk away. Like, you're a clown.
Oh, strong. I mean, so you think he should have just said, don't talk about Katie or something like that?
I mean, I really think if somebody said to him, like, oh, are you and Katy Perry a couple? Or Katy Perry, you and Katie Holmes a couple? If y'all are, you should be like, yeah, we're a couple, but, you know, we're going to keep our private life private. That's it. Like, all this extraness, now we're going to talk about it more. Like, he's so stupid.
Yeah,
and then a couple of days later, he said, he's not going to date white women for the month of February because it's Black History Month. Like, are you, like, shut up.
Yeah, he said no white women for the rest of Black History Month or something like that.
That was literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Can he be considered for Stunt King of the Year?
He's an early candidate. I guess the earliest candidate for Stunt King of the Year. Bill, what you say?
I feel like her parents are still Scientologists.
No, her parents never were. Like, her family was never part of it. She married into it. Like, when she got with Tom Cruise, that's when it started.
I feel like her daughter's a Scientologist.
She is.
I knew somebody in there was still Scientology ended up.
All right, next topic we got today. Will you be tuned into Tammy Lauren's new gig?
Who?
Tammy Lauren. She got a new gig. Fox News is going to host a new digital channel called Fox Nation, which will be streaming service later this year. So she tweeted, "You're ready." Tammy is going to be one of the pivotal people on Fox Nation. And according to the senior VP of Fox, he says Fox Nation is designed to appeal to the Fox superfan. These are the folks like our president who watch Fox News every night for hours at a time. The dedicated audience that really wants more of what we have to offer.
That was shade. He shaded Donald Trump with that, because remember when that article came out that said he watches, they said CNN, but they were like, he watches news channels for hours at a time.
Binge watches.
I caught that. Yeah, I mean, I'll look at it. I'm a fan of content. So like, if you're putting it out there, like, I will look at it. Like, I will see like what it's about, like what she's talking about. Plus, I like to like hear like other sides of like arguments and stuff like that. So
you like to hear what she says? Really?
Not necessarily like to hear what she says, but I like to hear. She has a different side. Like, you know what I mean? She represents a different side than what I normally. She
represents the impossible.
It's cool when people are speaking logically, but she will literally defend anything that they do, and then like when someone else does it, she'll go in on them for doing the same exact thing that she defended just because Donald Trump or one of the people she supports did it. And like, if that's your quote unquote side, like, I don't want to listen to that, because that's like just stupid. Like, you're like literally up here defending anything, like literally anything, like rapes, murders, laundering. It doesn't matter what it is. She'll defend laundering as long as her people did it. And it's like ridiculous. Like, I'm not listening to that.
I thought you said laundry at first.
That too.
Here's the thing. Certain programs on Fox I actually like to watch. However, people that are watching hours and hours of Fox and want more of what they have to offer need to just go ahead and join the KKK.
Well, people who they do this so they can have comments for their Facebook status. Like, you know, when people say something about them on Facebook, they need to know what to say. Like people who watch,
they need the argument.
People who watch hours of any of this kind of stuff, like they really don't have their own opinions, because it doesn't take you hours to watch a news cycle show to see what they're talking about and then kind of like decide what you think for yourself. If you're watching it for hours, like you're looking for ammunition. Like you need somebody
Facebook talking points.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speaking of Tammy Lauren, we're gonna have another portion of our show.
Why are you calling
called
this
Racist?
girl Tammy?
That's what Wale calls her.
Racist? One of our most innovative parts of the show, where we uncover racial ambiguity. I don't know what I'm saying.
Uncover what hard work that is.
LeBron James had a battle with Fox News. What's she called? An opinionist?
Laura Ingraham.
Yeah, whatever. She said this about LeBron James. Look, there might be a cautionary lesson. And sorry, let me preface this by saying LeBron James did a interview in a car with Kevin Durant and Kerry Champion of ESPN, where he said that Donald Trump doesn't care about people. He doesn't care about the ordinary person. And this is what Laura Ingraham said in response to that. She said, look, there might be a cautionary lesson in LeBron for Kids. This is what happens when you attempt to leave high school a year early to join the NBA. And it's always unwise to seek political advice from someone who gets paid $100 million a year to bounce the ball. Oh, and LeBron and Kevin, you're great players, but no one voted for you. Millions elected Trump to be their coach. So keep the political commentary to yourself. Or as someone once said, shut up and dribble. To that made a lot of waves. LeBron James ended up speaking about that at his All-Star Game press conference, saying the best thing she did was help me create more awareness during the best weekend at the NBA. I get to sit up here and talk about social injustice. We will definitely not shut up and dribble. I mean, too much to society, too much to the youth, too much to so many kids who feel like they don't have a way out. Laura Ingraham, hearing the criticism, said this: in 2003, I wrote a New York Times bestseller called Shut Up and Sing, in which I criticized celebrities like the Dixie Chicks and Barbara Streisand, who was trashing then President George W. Bush. I have used a variation of that title for more than 15 years to respond to performers who sound off on politics. I've told Robert De Niro to shut up and act, Jimmy Kimmel to shut up and make us laugh, and just this week, I told the San Antonio Spurs' Greg Popovich to shut up and coach. If pro athletes and entertainers want to freelance as political pundits, then they should not be surprised when they're called out for insulting politicians. There was no racial intent in my remarks. False defamatory charges of racism are a transparent attempt to immunize entertainment and sports elites from scrutiny and criticism. So guys, do you believe that what she said actually was racist, or do you think her explanation clears her of all of that? Dex, what you think?
Do you think telling somebody to shut up and act and shut up and make me laugh, like, do you think that, like, do you genuinely feel like saying that makes you sound better? Like, you're saying that I'm not racist, but I'm rude as a motherfucker. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
and you're saying
victory was like, I've always been a bitch.
Yeah, like it literally makes no sense. And then you're saying that we should listen to him because he makes X amount of dollars. You make $15 million a year, and the only thing you do is sit there and you talk about other people. Why don't you just shut up and talk? You know what I mean? Like what do you? I've always looked at her like, I think that people pity her because she's like a less attractive Meghan Kane. Or Megyn Kelly. And I always felt bad for her or whatever. But now, because like you're being rude like this, like you're basically Ann Coulter at this point. And it's just sickening.
She's less popular than Ann Coulter too, which makes it even worse.
I find it interesting that these people tell other people they're not allowed to talk about politics when literally like Donald Trump is the president.
When like, literally they're talking about an athlete. Like you're talking about an athlete. Like why are you even talking about an athlete? Talk about politics. Why are you talking about an athlete?
Anybody can talk about anything at this point. Like the whole world has gone to shit, and anybody can do whatever the hell they want to do because it's like ridiculous.
Like, why are you watching SportsCenter? Why aren't you just watching CNN and talking about politics. Like, I don't, you know, if athletes can't talk about politics, you can't talk about sports. So why are you even talking about LeBron James in the first place? Bill?
For me, she sounded a little jealous that he's making $100 million a year and Rupert Murdoch is only giving her 15. Like,
well, I mean,
let me
she
say
makes
this:
25 a year.
Well, after Rupert takes what he deserves, this is more like 15.
Now, when you say takes what he deserves, do you mean, because you remember those allegations about him came out? So are you saying that he? Never mind.
That's exactly what I'm saying. After he grabs her by the. Sorry.
I gonna get this show canceled so fast. Like it's over. We're gonna have to find something else to do it on Tuesday night.
I do not support anything these people just say.
Let me say this. I'm going to go ahead and say this. And I think I can speak on behalf. I know I'm definitely going to speak on behalf of me. But to all white people.
Oh, no.
You tell black
please don't speak on behalf of yourself. That is the only person you're speaking for right now. Anytime you start a sentence with, I think I'll speak on behalf of 2 more white people. No, thank you.
Listen. Never mind. I'm not even going to say it.
Here we go.
You're so stupid.
As a person.
All right, next one, kind of ambiguous. We'll see what you guys think. Washington Capitals, that's a hockey team if you guys don't know. Forward, Devontae Smith-Pelly, yes, is a black guy, went to the penalty box after a fight at 8:36 into the third period Saturday night at the United Center. And 4 fans sitting against the glass of the box chanted, "Basketball, basketball, basketball" at him, according to a team spokesman. Once again, Smith-Pelly is black. Smith-Pelly reacted, confronting the fans through the glass while holding his stick. An off-ice official standing next to him in the penalty box notified building security, and the fans were kicked out of the arena. Multiple people in both sides, as far as the leadership and the executives, have come out and said that these comments are ridiculous. But a lot of people are also saying, he just said basketball. That's not a racial slur. He just said basketball. So, guys, how do you feel about the whole basketball chant?
Of course, it's a racial slur. Like, let's not be stupid.
I would just say 1.25 million, which is what his salary is. I'm not playing basketball. I'm just getting paid.
While you struggle to afford tickets to come see me play.
That's it.
Stay mad and stay ugly.
And keep buying them popcorn. You keep buying them stale popcorn. Like that's
right. Stale as hell.
Because in 2018, we still have to deal with in such a public arena like a hockey game, like NHL. Like it's not like minor league hockey or like somewhere down in Alabama. We're in Chicago.
Yeah, but in 2018 we getting dollars, so it don't matter. You can be racist all you want in 2018. It just doesn't count anymore. Like you can't be racist to a person who's better. You can't be racist towards a person who's better than you
and making more money than you. Like have a seat, be broke. But you all got to remember, Mississippi just outlawed slavery in 2013. So there's that.
Hell of a time. All right, time for Q&A. Ty.
Hey. This is the portion of our show where we allow you all to participate. And I think that we get a lot out of this because we really never know what's going to happen. So let's just dive right in.
Your hat kind of represents like the Q part of Q&A today. I like it. Is it pink or is it red? Maybe it's just a color correction.
Looks
okay. A little bit. Okay, I see now. Sorry. Ty, we got a little bit of a remix this year. Instead of person, place, thing, we're just going to do topics. So pick the topic that is most interesting to you guys. The blue means that a man asked it. The pink means that a woman asked it. Sorry, we went over this last season about the female woman thing.
I did that.
And black means that we don't know if it was a man or a woman who.
Or they choose not to identify. 2008.
Correct. There we go.
Go ahead, Dex.
Look, I'm on my stuff. I take I'm ethics trainer.
I like that. I'm proud of you. You're doing amazing. All right, Ty, go ahead.
I think "Am I Shallow" would be a cool one, but you all can
read them out. Read them out loud so the people on the podcast can understand what we're doing.
I'm sorry, people on the podcast. I'm so uncouth. Topic 1, common law marriage. Oh, that's interesting. Topic 2, advice to coworker. Topic 3, Am I shallow? Topic 4, shady volunteer work. Gentlemen.
Start your engines.
I feel like if you have to ask somebody if you're shallow, the answer is yes.
Absolutely. Problem solved. Common law marriage sounds a little stunty.
Yeah, let's do that.
In what state is personal common law marriage? Is that like a thing?
That is a federal thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this out there. 3 and 4 are my 2 favorite questions.
Oh, well, let's do Am I shallow then.
Well, there we go.
I'm gonna put this out there since the rest of us haven't seen that. Here we go. I've been friends with a guy, Jake, for about 10 years since college. When I first met him, he was about 100 pounds overweight and kept gaining. A couple of years ago, his dad died of a heart attack, and his brother had some heart issues too. It was a wake-up call, and Jake started a diet and exercise program. Now he's smoking hot. Like I said, we've been friends for years, and a few times he wanted to try dating, but I always said no. He was a nice guy, but the weight was really unattractive. So now he is hot. So now he is hot, and I really want to date him. Is there any way I can go for this without coming off as shallow? No, but just go for it. Who cares? Like, sure.
No, I don't necessarily think that's shallow at all. I think that's like a preference. Like you weren't attracted to the person, like physically, you just weren't, and now you are.
They're about to be in your mentions.
But it's just appearance shallow. I think that is shallow if you just want somebody because of their appearance.
I think that's like the definition of shallow. Like he was everything that you like, apparently, except for the way he looked. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think one of the reasons why he lost the weight is so that he can have his options open for living and heart functioning. Also, options in the dating world, and if you are now an option, it's good to make that known. And he can choose whether or not he wants to pursue that with you, or, that's his thing.
But she couldn't see him before. She couldn't really see him under all of that. Like, you stripped them layers away. That's a different person.
Still, Dex, like that's still shallow, like that. So you're either saying that the only reason you like him now is because he's 100 pounds less,
wait a minute,
or the only reason you didn't like him before is because he was 100 pounds overweight,
or because now that's like his jawline and he has a neck.
That's not shallow, because your personality might be nice, but what my kids gonna look like?
and also there's health.
You're not gonna be fat.
There's health benefits now too. So it's like, yeah, like he looks good, but she also knows that he's a lot healthier now and lives a healthier lifestyle than he did before, and that's attractive too.
I mean, if that's how she wants
also,
to
she can admire his ambition. Like losing 100 pounds is no joke,
right?
So it's like now, before when you were fat, you were like, sad and
probably sloppy, eating everything. Like, always trying to
get between them folds real good.
And then probably now. Think about it. They were friends, so that means when they went out to dinner, they went Dutch.
Them thighs was rubbing together.
Ordering the whole damn menu, and she's just getting a salad, and they're splitting it halfway. So she spent so much money. Like, would you be attracted to somebody you spend all your money on them? Plus,
Jason.
Also, let's get this in mind. This guy is smoking hot now. So you say, what makes you think he wants you now? He might not even want you.
He probably wants to explore his options, to be honest with you, because these options are probably just opening up for him. But I say go for it. And it doesn't matter if you come off shallow, just be genuine. Anybody else want to chime in?
I just want to ask Jason a question. Jason, do you think when he was fat, he was the kind of person that was like eating chicken wings off the floor?
I think
he probably wasn't eating them off the floor, but he was cleaning them bones. I can tell you that.
I think he was frying them in his bed in one of them the little portable deep fries with the battery pack.
You ever see people go so hard that they like bite the bones in half and suck out the little black stuff?
Yeah. Clean them bones.
Look, she said he was 100 pounds overweight, kept gaining. She was over it.
Kept gaining. That is like a fat term. Like she understands 600-pound life terminology, and I appreciate it.
I feel his pain though. Jake is me, and I am Jake.
To Jake, Ty, same person.
All right, which one y'all want to do next? Shady volunteer work, advice to coworker, or common law marriage?
I think common law marriage is so interesting. No one else thinks that's interesting?
I do think so too, and I think it's interesting too.
I'm like very curious.
All right,
I'm curious about this common law marriage and this shady volunteer work, and that's what I'm curious about.
We got time for one.
All volunteer work is shady, so there's the.
Oh man,
Like common law marriage. Let's do it.
I hope it's not boring. Like I'll regret if it's like sucks.
If it's boring, close it out and pick another one. Unseen.
Oh yeah, my girlfriend and I'm planning a marriage. Blah, 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 blah. All right, next one because I don't want to.
Y'all cutting up today.
You don't want to do this one?
Is it too late? Because it doesn't look interesting. Moving on.
No, let's move on to.
All right.
Back in black.
A few weeks ago, I volunteered through my young professionals group to be a table host for a major fundraiser. I was told the position entailed talking to people at the table, being welcoming, etc. With the specifications, we weren't going to be dealing with food. Well, I just got direction today, and this is interesting. We will be serving and bussing 3 tables, after which we will be treating people.
Bussing?
This is an event to which tickets cost upward of $125 and previously raised $80,000. Ooh. I'm obviously out. This isn't what I signed up for. I don't want to do it.
He ain't want no advice about being out. He said, I'm obviously out.
I'm going to nicely bow out. But is this normal? Is this a thing? To me, it comes across as incredibly disrespectful, not only to those of us they approach to volunteer, but also to be paid wait staff they are cutting out by hiring volunteers. It also strikes me as a poor way to treat your donors who gave a lot of money to come to the event and have a good time and are being served by a team of volunteers with no training.
Wait, did you mix these up? Like, was this supposed to be the Am I Shallow one?
No, this wasn't.
That's what it sounds like.
Please,
this was the shady.
Send us.
So
Please
here's
send us
something
the email where they
interesting.
told you y'all was busting them tables. Please send that email to us. That's what you want to say.
So I kind of have a story, and I'm wondering if I should tell it here.
Do tell it.
You
Do
busted.
tell.
But I was asked to volunteer at something like by volunteer, it was like volunteer time. Come and be present and enjoy yourself. And so I was like, oh, sure. And then I was like, what should I wear? And the person was like, oh, just wear all black, but black dressed downish. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm thinking that it's like a casual.
Try yourself.
So I dress down in all black. And when I get there, everyone's dressed extremely upscale. And I'm like, what the fuck? Am I the help? I
Be the slave.
I did not sign up for that. And I was not
Obviously, I'm out.
And obviously, I'm out. Like, if I would have known, like, because I would have turned the party out. Like, I would have looked really nice. But I was dressed down in all black. I'm like, they try to make me, like, blend in with the walls and, like, really help out. I was not okay with that. So I'm with you. Obviously, I'm out. Like, that is a thing. People do that. They, like, trick you into volunteering for these things. And it's like, that's not okay.
I told you this question was better than the other one.
I don't know. So I too have I volunteered fairly recently. I mean, I kind of knew what I was getting myself into, but when I did it, it was to help somebody else out. I did it to help raise money, and I was a waiter. I bussed tables. I had no training in it, but it was so much fun for me because I was giving back and helping out an organization that needed my help. And I feel like that's the same thing here. I don't know. I just sometimes feel like you need to crawl a little bit before you walk, and then you do this stuff, you do this year, and then next year maybe you will be the table host and do what you wanted to do this year. I don't know. I just feel like with volunteering,
she'll work her way up to the table host.
I just feel like with volunteering, we shouldn't turn our nose up at doing the quote unquote grunt work, and also they would have saved more money by having people bust the tables and help out with whatever versus paying a staff to do it.
Here's the thing, though.
This is true.
Here's the thing, because I also was in a little volunteer scam. Be honest. Don't tell me. So from my incident, I was told, get dressed. You're going to a breakfast with some politicians. And I got dressed, and here I am down here for the breakfast, and I was given a sign and told to stand in the middle of Broad Street and get people to like honk.
You had to throw that sign in the
middle of Broad Street, and so when that was through, we go upstairs to where the breakfast was supposed to be, and I'm dressed. You hear me? I'm dressed, okay? And I'm fixing to walk in. I see politicians that I know from like doing like singing for like inaugurations, and they're speaking to me, and I'm speaking to them, and honey, I'm ready to go in to sit down at the table, and they say to me, "Oh no, we're done."
Oh,
done? We didn't get the breakfast yet. Thank you. You're dismissed. We're done with the help.
Oh gosh, that was a good one.
So just be honest is what I'm gonna say. Don't email me talking about come on out and help, and then you got me busting tables. Be honest.
Yeah, just tell me what you want me to do and let me decide if that's what I want to do. Like, I don't do much volunteer work.
And don't.
Personally. Just because it's usually like, BS.
A scam.
Busting tables.
And I feel like my field excuses me from volunteer work, even though it's not right. I just feel like I feel that way.
That's crazy.
Amen.
I genuinely love doing volunteer work. Like I love being around people who need help and like being the person.
That's all I do is provide help. I get paid for it.
Amen. Let me tell
on a
you.
daily basis.
Friends and family. Ty, you want to tell them where they can send their questions?
Absolutely. Send your questions to brotalklive.com/questions, or go out on the website, check things out, read our old school bios from back in the day, and type in your questions, send it our way, and hopefully it'll make your show. Tune in.
Amen. Time for just a time.
So we agree with
time. So today is my daughter's first month on Earth. First month birthday. So shout out to her. It is also Rihanna's 30th birthday. Rihanna, we are going to play a game where we have to guess. You guys have to guess who Rihanna was talking to in the social media clapbacks. Is someone famous in each of them? So just let me know which one of these comebacks was for who. First person to get it goes. So the first one, Rihanna said someone, "Well, don't come."
I know.
Dex, go ahead.
Kendall Jenner.
Oh, Dex, 1 for 1. Dex probably won't win this game.
He's certainly going to win this one.
And it's because Kendall tweeted this: "If Rihanna doesn't come perform Complicated tomorrow, I'm going to be very upset." #fave song. So Rihanna added her and said, "Well, don't come." Back in 2013.
That was me.
I know this one.
No, go ahead. Good luck with booking that stage.
That was Sierra.
And Sierra, wait, what was Sierra's response though? You don't.
She talking about some.
She said you don't want to see me on the stage. Or off no stage.
It was all in response to when Sierra went on Watch What Happens Live, and they asked her
who. Fashion Police.
Fashion Police, and they asked her who was the person who wasn't the nicest in Hollywood, and she said Rihanna. So Rihanna said, "My bad, C, did I forget to tip you?" #how rude of me.
Oh, that was nice.
And that is when Sierra said, "Trust me, Rihanna, you don't want to see me on or off the stage." And Rihanna said, "Good luck with booking that stage you speak of." And then Rihanna apologized a little bit later because I guess she felt like she was mean. But she still kept the tweet up saying, "Sierra, baby, I love you, girl. You hurt my feelings real bad on TV. I'm heartbroken. That's why I retaliated this way. So sorry." Sierra responded by saying, it's always been love since day one, doing shows and everything. You threw me off in that party. Apology accepted. Let's chat in person."
And
doing shows, good day.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, Sierra and Rihanna were like neck and neck. Like Sierra was bigger than Rihanna at a point, but also
a very short point.
The only point where Sierra was bigger than Rihanna was right in that point where Aaliyah died and we needed to fill her. That was it.
I think Ashanti filled that role, and then Sierra.
Yeah,
thank you.
Okay. Ashanti's role.
Case closed.
But no, Sierra actually tweeted today and said happy birthday to Rihanna. So like Sierra's in this like super positive space now. Like the only thing that can ruin her life is Future.
This next one came from Rihanna back in 2014, where she said, "Well, there's no changing that I'm me, and well, they're them."
What?
Clue is they're them.
No idea.
Oh, is it Karuchi?
Close. Nope. They're them talking about the them of TLC back when they went
I knew it.
in an Australia interview, and they said it's easy to sell sex. We became the biggest girl selling group of all time with our clothes on, and that says a lot. We could go around too with our booby cakes out all day long. And that was when Rihanna retweeted the picture of TLC naked in that photo shoot and said, well, I'm them.
Okay, so hold it. Because TLC was like my favorite group, but they certainly sold sex in them songs. Clothes on, but they definitely sold sex.
Yeah, but you know, TLC is basically like, you know how our parents are now. Like, they did the most back in the day, but now they judge everything that we do.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right, next one up. We got next to the last one. You see what happens when they cancel Intervention? Who's you talking about there?
I hope.
Or Lamar Odom.
Ty, I guess.
I have no idea. I haven't guessed this whole time.
2013, who was going on Intervention?
Oh, Chris Brown.
Chris Brown?
Amanda Bynes. This is when Amanda Bynes was going through her stint. She said, Rihanna, no one wants to be your lover, so you can call everyone and their mother that I almost named my new dog Rihanna. Chris Brown beat you because you're not pretty enough. And that's when she retweeted and said, you see what happens when they cancel Intervention. I thought that one was deserved it.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. She could have went harder than that. She was meaner to Sierra than that.
I'm telling you. Rihanna's nasty. I like that.
Nasty.
Nasty.
This last one, the most recent one. I refuse to help your career. You will not get an ad from me, not till you pay me. Hashtag no more free promo. Hashtag I refuse.
Her accountant.
Hopefully we don't know who that is.
Oh yeah, like they got the Be Better Have My Money situation, like the accountant who like stole money from her or something like that?
Nope. It's actually when she had a fight with Tiana Taylor and she put that header of her net worth and Tiana Taylor's net worth side by side on her Twitter account.
That was a real one.
Tiana Taylor said that a $90 million won't stop you from getting your ass beat though. Yeah, I'm only worth $4 million and N-words. So-called don't even know who I am. She said, I refuse to help your career. You will not get an ad from me, not till you pay me. There you go. So happy birthday to Rihanna.
With your nasty self.
Bill, you like Rihanna?
Nasty. I love Rihanna.
Where is she, like 30 now?
She's 30 today, yeah.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Same age as us. Isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Time for the return of Dex's BS Report.
Hey. Okay. So there's a wedding planner by the name of Veronica Morales who actually owns she's trying to own the title of Blue Ivy. So Beyonce's team is obviously like, okay, like let's squash this. Like, what can we do? Because obviously we want that trademark. So Veronica's like, you know what? Let's meet. So Veronica and Beyonce's team meets up together and they're having the conversation. And they're like, okay, to Veronica, like, what do you want? She's like, well, I want Beyonce to pay me $10 million so that she could be a part owner of my company and we can do business together. Beyonce's team responded by telling her to get the F out of their face. And so there's that. If you live in Utah, Jason, this might be interesting to you. If you were to move to Utah and you had a little girl and your little girl went to school and a boy asked her if she wanted to go to the dance with him, this is like grade school. Girls are instructed to say, yes, they do want to go to the dance with the little boys. They're not allowed to turn down little boys when they want to go dancing with them.
Who lives in Utah on purpose?
I try not to get too political in this, but one of the grandkids of Dr. Martin Luther King, which recently made headlines by so let me set this story up. So Omarosa is on.
Girl, you're just going all over the place.
That's my girl.
Yeah. Dr. Martin Luther King, then Omarosa.
Yeah, they all tie in together.
I love me some Omarosa.
Okay. So Dr. Martin. So Omarosa is on Celebrity Big Brother, and recently she was on there. And she was like, you don't have to worry about Donald Trump too much. You have to worry about Mike Pence. Mike Pence is really the issue. So then they were talking about on The View today, and they were saying like, Omarosa said that Mike Pence feels like Jesus speaks to him. So they were talking about on The View today, and they were saying like that, like he's crazy, this and the third. So Alveda King actually came out and said that Pence is not crazy, actually, and her grandfather, Dr. Martin Luther King, actually used to have Jesus speak to him as well. So she was like, she feels like Pence is kind of like a second coming of her grandfather. And then she said that she also feels like, you know, she can feel Jesus speak to her, and she wants to know if she's crazy. And my answer is yes. Yes, you are very crazy. And that is that.
Don't you ever forget it.
For the week.
I want to address that so bad, but I don't want to go.
You got a rebuke.
You know I got an old nasty rebuke. Jesus is done. He's done the work. He said that on the cross when he said it's finished. He sits on the right hand of God the Father, forever making intercession for the soul. He don't speak to you. He's not speaking.
You don't need to get his message out.
His message is already out.
And Dr. King was actually her uncle, not her grandfather.
So she don't even really count.
Yeah.
What do you mean? She doesn't count.
Basically,
she just got she didn't even know him. Like that's you don't really count.
First seats of the year. You guys have seats to give for your very long break. Bill, go ahead.
So this is the section of the show where we do seat individuals. I am going to withhold mine because I have to just double check to make sure it's legal to give on air. So you all can go ahead and give your seats.
Ty, do you have a seat to give?
Interestingly enough, like I have seats every single day. And then when I sit down on Tuesday, I'm so happy to see you guys that I absolutely forget them. So today, I will not be participating. However, next week, I will have a seat for the world.
Very nicely said. You just made that up on the spot. Go ahead.
You're the best.
I have a seat. 2 seats actually, and they both kind of are intertwined with each other. So Upper Darby School District. So last week there was a school shooting, another one, and the Upper Darby School District the superintendent actually came out and said, I think that what we need to start doing is arming selective teachers with guns so that they can combat situations like this. Like that's a problem for me, first and foremost. Then I saw people on Facebook after the shooting happened. Immediately after it happened, I saw people on Facebook talking about, first off, I initially saw people on social media posting Snapchats from people in the school, dead bodies on the ground, bullets in the background. And it's just like, I don't really understand why these kids would be Snapchatting while they're like running for their lives. But also, I don't understand why you, removed from the situation, would feel like it makes any sense for you to post that on your social media page. Like you have to be deranged to do stuff like that. And I just don't understand it. I also saw people debating immediately after about gun control and racism. And it's like, this is not the time for that. Really, the only thing you need to do after something like that is just pray for these families who at this point are picking out caskets instead of prom dresses. Moving forward, another seat that I have. So my family lives in New Jersey, and my niece actually attends a school. I won't say the school on air, but she attends a school in New Jersey. And recently, like Monday, or I guess Friday of last week, there were Vines and Snapchats going around of young white kids in blackface saying like the N-word and talking about other African Americans at the school. That's a problem to me because like it like obviously hits close to home. And like my sister went to a meeting on Monday just to see like what's going on with it and stuff like that. And the situation is bothersome. Like I really hate it. But my niece and some other people, by the way, my niece is 11 years old, and other people came together and they're actually starting an equality like group. And I think that's amazing because like if children can do stuff like that, there's no reason why adults can't do it. Also, my niece is 11 and the school goes from like middle school to high school, which whatever. And the kids that were doing this are high school kids. So if you're a high school kid and you're doing stuff like that and you have 11-year-olds who are like smarter than you and they understand equality more than you do, something's not right there. I mean, that's it.
I actually do have a seat that I do want to bring up.
Go ahead.
It bothers me that Black people are not allowed to enjoy things. Like Black people have to be in the revolution mindset all the time. And I get it. But at some point, Black people are supposed to be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Like, I don't care. So when people were saying that you weren't allowed to watch Black Panther, you weren't allowed to have a good time, and they were quoting that white people were somehow behind the movie and white people wrote the movie and Black people shouldn't be supporting it. What you should have done was went out and watched 12 years a slave. Like, listen, go fuck yourself. Like, seriously, like black people are allowed to enjoy themselves. Like, you can enjoy yourself. You can have fun. You can enjoy something. It doesn't always have to be like everything is not about the revolution. Like, we get it. It's not going to be televised. We're moving on.
Crazy part about it, though, like I hear people say that so often, like black people shouldn't do this and shouldn't do that. And the biggest thing they always say is like black people don't vote. If y'all go out and show up at the polls, you wouldn't have this issue. But keep in mind, though, we're old enough to know that y'all were complaining when we were voting too. Y'all only vote for Barack Obama because he's black. Like, how many times did you hear black people say that or criticize people?
Literally all the time.
You guys don't know anything about voting. Y'all only vote in presidential elections. All these comments, like,
there's always gonna be somebody saying something, like always.
But it's always against us.
So
though.
tiresome. Like, please give it a rest.
One of my friends actually said, and I love her to death, but she actually out of her mouth was like, "Y'all going to see Black Panther with them dashikis that y'all bought from the Chinese store?" What?
First of all, my dashiki.
What?
Most
Number
definitely.
one. Number one, I bought mine when I was in Panama. That's number one. Number two, so what if they went to the Chinese store and bought them? They got them. Where's yours?
Like, do we have an issue with supporting small business? Like, I don't get it.
Like, what is the problem? Like, people are like, you can't talk about Huey Newton. Oh, but you better not talk about. Like, what? Like in real life, are y'all serious? Like,
and then did you see the white people were beating themselves up or finding old pictures of people getting attacked and tweeting it out saying like this happened at the Black Panther premiere?
Owing to them, the biggest seat of all.
Yeah.
Somebody really needs to beat you up like that.
My seat was also to the people who were saying that Black Panther was like Wakanda's not real and all this other stuff. So why do you guys watch movies like that? And it's not even a real place. And but I was just tired of all that stuff. It's ridiculous. I
literally saw a guy who dropped out of my high school tweet that black people are talking so much about this movie, but they don't even know what shots they need to get to go to Wakanda. And I don't think everybody knows that that's not a real place.
First of all, you said he dropped out of high school.
I mean, he's yeah,
he did. Okay. Amen.
Okay.
All right, time for us to pick the first ever tweet of the week on BroTalkLive.com. Here we go. Your nominees were the Fergie one, the remix to Eviction. I like that one. This is something I expect from Bow Wow. Please battle and sell the confidence that had you thinking Lupita would breathe to you, and the Rihanna rolling up the window as a Wakandan. Which one's going to be tweet of the week this week? My vote's for the remix to Eviction.
Mine also, because Fox is always saying something.
What'd you say, Ty?
Lupita wouldn't breathe in your direction as mine.
All right, Dex, who you going with?
I gotta go with the Rihanna one, rolling up the windows, because those Wakandians were not playing with us. Like they were like the fact that they killed somebody's father and knew that little boy was outside and was just like, okay, like that's
All right, well, me and Will win since 2 is greater than one of each of you guys, and the remix to Eviction is the first ever tweet of the week. Shout out to Fox 13 Memphis for this wonderful tweet. Good way to end the show. Don't forget, like, subscribe, tell a friend, and comment about the show. We're on BroTalkLive.com. We have a new shop. Check us out and get some gear. And we'll see us sporting it sometime this year as well. Do you guys have any comments to say before we get out of here?
Make my t-shirt too.
Yes.
I'm not as small as I was when we started this show.
Thank you guys for watching. Like, I'm happy to be back.
Amen. Bill?
Yes, I am happy to be back. Also, for those of you in the local Philadelphia area, I am running for a committee person. So there's that.
You gonna be president?
Child, no, I can't do that.
Trump can do it. You can do it. Anybody can do it.
They're gonna be dragging you. They gonna talk about when you was fighting them. Like, okay.
Oh
God. For Dex, for Ty, for Bill. My name is Jason. We're gonna give you the Wakanda signal, and we out.